Welcome back, everybody. This is the First Inning Podcast, and I am the BX Bomber along with Roger, the big Yankee fan. Say hello, Raj.
Hey, good morning, BX Bomber. Everything is going good. I'm doing better than the Yankees have been doing lately, that's for sure.
Yeah, I hear that, man. I actually thought the Yankees could go in there and win a few games, but actually we look like we're gonna get swept.
Yeah, the way it looks right now is I had my apprehensions about it, to be honest with you, because really over the past 36, 37 games, the Yankees have basically been a 500 team, and most recently with the loss of Aaron Judge and Gary Sanchez and Jay Happ being out with hand, foot, and mouth disease. The Yankees have been ice cold, and they really came into this series with the Red Sox and have been really showing up quite a bit. They've been beaten rather badly with that 15-7 loss in the first game, and then the second two games after that, the Yankee offense was absolutely dead, scoring one run in each game.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why a lot of Yankee fans now they're having a lot of problems with Aaron Boone now because they feel like Aaron Boone isn't making the right decisions. Well, people don't understand that decisions are made based on what happens the day before and future plans. So that's why he brings in a certain pitcher the way he does because of availability. And a lot of Yankee fans don't really understand that. So Aaron
Right.
Boone, I don't think Aaron Boone has done anything wrong, but he's done good. I don't know. What do you think about that, Raj?
Well, I think that being the Yankee manager is one of the most stressful and highly criticized positions of anything in professional baseball. I mean, when you're playing in New York City, the media is very heavy duty and you're under a lot of serious scrutiny. So if he's making a move such as leaving Jonathan Holder in longer during that first game of the series when Jonathan Holder really got hit very hard, giving up 6 runs,
Yeah.
and not allowing an out, and not getting an out, recording an out, that many of the pundits and the media will criticize him for leaving Holder in too long, and he will be second guessed, and it is a very, very hard position to be a Yankee manager. You're under a lot of stress and a lot of scrutiny and a lot of second guessing. So the Yankees have had a decent season, but they're going through a very rough patch right now at a bad time against the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah, but you gotta understand though, Sonny Gray has screwed up the Yankee rotation right now. That's the big problem because of him and because of that bad last outing, they had to bring in Lynn, and Lynn had to do a few innings, and he wasn't even supposed to be scheduled to start that day. So now that messes up the rotation. Then they had to bring in Sessa, that was scheduled to pitch on Saturday. And then they had to use him, so then they had to restart somebody else and had to get a chance and make his major league debut, which he did not bad. He did pretty good. He gave up 2 home runs, but he held the Red Sox down. So the Yankees still have some type of talent there,
Yes, it was a promising first major league debut by Chance Adams. He's playing basically against the toughest lineup in baseball right now, and he allowed 3 hits, and 2 of them were home runs. But overall, I mean, he looked rather promising, and I do understand what you're saying with Sonny Gray. Sonny Gray has been a major disappointment. Has been hit very hard, and his control has not been good. And they did have to go to Lance Lynn, which caused the Yankees to have to use Chance Adams, and also Jay Happ is out with the hand, foot, and mouth disease as of right now too.
Yeah.
So the Yankees are going through a lot of problems as of right now with their rotation and with Aaron Judge out, and they are going through a very hard, rough patch right now and have dug themselves quite a hole behind the Red Sox.
Yeah, so the Yankees right now, they're 6 games above the wild card against Seattle Mariners. So, the Yankees are going to have to fight and stay there because they're going to get the wild card. That's bottom line. We're going to have to play Seattle, Oakland, and hopefully the Yankees could bring out a win, because right now the Yankees have no chance. No chance.
No,
No
it is.
chance of getting the division right now, because Boston now, what, 7 games now? Or is it 8 games?
8.5.
Yeah, we're losing it, man. And now if we get swept today, forget about it. And then that's 2 months left, so it's gonna be very hard to get the division back. So we're gonna have to look at the wild card and play Seattle. So we're gonna have to look at them very closely now, you know?
And actually, what has happened since then is Oakland A's have been extremely hot, and the Oakland A's have leapfrogged the Mariners now, and the Yankees actually just have a 4-game lead over the second wild card Oakland A's now, who have been 31-10 in their last 41 games. So they have a 4-game lead over the second wild card A's now, who have jumped the Seattle Mariners. So they are actually closer to the second wild card than they are to the division at this point.
Yeah, because what it looks like, it reminds me of the 2015 season when the Yankees had the team and everybody thought we were going to go to World Series, but then we ended up getting the wild card and we had to play against the Texas Astros. You know, and then we lost to that guy. He won the Cy Young that year as well too. He had the beard. And he pitched a hell of a game that year, and got the Cy Young. And now that's what we're gonna repeat with Oakland. You know,
right?
So Oakland could come back. Hey, that's baseball. Baseball, like John Sterling says, you can never make plans in baseball because it never goes your way. You know. And Oakland could come back, beat the Yankees in the wild card, and win the World Series.
Right, on any given day, you know, you're playing that 1-game crapshoot, and, you know, depending on the pitchers and how they're doing that day. But the Yankees, you know, because of the cold streak that they have gotten into right now and really playing poor baseball in many different ways. They've had the injuries, and they've been playing shoddy defensively as well, and playing mediocre baseball. They have fallen quite behind. And as you said, as of right now, things can change over 2 months. But as of right now, the Yankees just have to concentrate on the wild card. Hopefully they can salvage a win tonight. They do pretty well against David Price, and hopefully they can salvage a win tonight against the Red Sox with Tanaka going.
Yeah, because now we got tough teams coming up now. Because now we got the Chicago White Sox coming, and they're a tough team. I think they're battling for first place too. And
the White Sox have been rather poor. Actually, what's happening is for the next 27 games for the Yankees, they are playing mostly under 500 teams. They're playing a very weak schedule coming up for 27 days, 27 games, and they really have to make hay against these teams. They're playing teams that are rather weak, actually. So the schedule was actually favoring them through the rest of the month of August after they leave Boston.
Yeah, but these are the teams that they have to win. They have to win these teams. I'm trying to see what kind of schedule Boston has, but you know, the standings, as the standing goes, Chicago, well, they're in second to last place, you know, and they're 20 games behind. So, you know, hopefully we can get something with that. And Texas is in last place too with 22 games behind. So, yeah, they're way out of the pennant race there. So, and then after that is Tampa Bay and Toronto. Let's see, Tampa Bay, they're out of the race, and Toronto, they're way out of the race.
Yeah, you could see these teams are well under 500, and the Yankees need to make hay against these teams.
We got Miami is in there as well. Miami is actually, they're worse than the Mets. They're in last place. So, and Detroit again. So, and Baltimore. So this whole month, the Yankees should go undefeated, right?
Right. Well, they really have to do something crazy, like over these 27 games. I really think they need to do something like go 21-6.
Yeah, because right now, let me see. For the month of August, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 games and today
Yeah.
24 games in August right now. So the Yankees,
Right.
if the Yankees get swept today, the Yankees gonna have to go 1-20. I mean 23-1. You know,
Oh,
for the rest of this a month because
well, we
that
can't figure that, but they really have to have a very strong record because they're playing a lot of the weaker teams, and they really have to do damage against these teams right now.
yeah, it's really a big deal, and I can't believe the Yankees has such a weak schedule right now that they should be steamrolling over these guys, man. Because if the Yankees were having a great season, they would have been on pace to win, like they say, 120 games or whatever it was. You know?
Right. That's why you can't really go by that on pace deal. Baseball season is 6 months long, and there are a lot of ups and downs, hills and valleys, and they can play amazing for 3 weeks and then go into a cold slump for another 2 weeks. And, they play every day. That's the nature of baseball, and it's an up and down, highs and lows during the season.
Yeah, because what the baseball season plays down to is the weather and injuries. And
Right.
that's what really hurts the team because if you get these rain delays, and always like you say, they split those rain delays. So those double headers. So when you get the double header, you already know you're gonna lose one game. So now you lost that one game. What you could have won that day if there wasn't a rain delay. You know. So now,
Exactly.
and you have to double the work too with these rain delays because now you have to work twice as hard, and then you got to fly out to the next to the next town, and you get there super late in the morning, and then you have to play a 7 o'clock game the next day, which you're probably going to get like 5 hours sleep, you know
Right.
and, and
Right. Exactly.
and a lot of people don't take into consideration the traveling, because those rain
Yes.
delays destroy your traveling plans, and you don't have that time to relax like you normally would, you know?
Yeah, they will have to play 20 games in a row and all of those kinds of things. And, traveling where they will have to fly into a city to play a doubleheader and then fly out that evening to go to another city. And the East Coast has had quite a bit of rain this year, and the Yankees have had a lot of rain out, so they have a number of doubleheaders still to make up. And also, as you were saying, you just cannot predict injuries. As John Sterling often says, every day somebody's going on the disabled list.
Yeah.
And that's the problems that the Yankees are having now with Aaron Judge out of the lineup. But they have to step it up.
And now here's a real big problem Now that it's getting later in the season, and these teams aren't coming back to the stadium, or you ain't going back to that city, you have to stay and play that game. There is no makeup day. You have to stay for the rain delay.
Right.
And then the next day you're going to a different town, and it's like, forget it, man. It's horrible. People don't understand. You got to still
the schedule
play.
can be brutal.
Yeah. It's 163 games. Or is it 164? Right, 164.
162.
162. There you go. And then plus your wild card game. If you make it that far, which is even worse because you're in whatever town you are, and then you got to fly to the next town that you don't even know where you're going. Time zones.
And use your ace, and have to use your ace. You have to burn your ace in the wild card game.
Yeah,
and then you're without him for the start of the division series.
There you go. And then he's burnt out. He has jet lag, and everything. And some teams, I've heard of some teams, they send their pitcher the day before to pitch, and sometimes that doesn't even work.
Right. They will do that on occasions. They will fly the pitcher ahead.
And sometimes that doesn't even work. It just depends. Baseball's funny, man, the way it is. It really is.
Yes, it is. But really, there's just a number of things where the Yankees are in such a cold snap right now, and have been thoroughly outplayed by the Red Sox. The Red Sox are having a record-setting year, and we're waiting for the Red Sox to cool off. The Yankees have, at this point, they're going through a very hard, rough patch, And maybe the Red Sox can have a bit of a rough patch, but as of right now, they look like world beaters and have really outplayed the Yankees heavy duty in the series. It's very sad to say, but let's hope that the Yankees can get salvage a game with Tanaka. They usually have pretty good success against David Price, but the Yankees' offense has been ice cold over the past 2 games.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
we'll see what happens tonight.
Yeah, because tonight is a Sunday night game at 8 o'clock, and so far Tanaka has a 2.36 ERA, so that's pretty good. And with the last 2 outings, he had 9 strikeouts against the Rays and 6 inning scoreless start. So, hopefully he can beat the stop, and hopefully get a win for the Yankees today against
Right.
David Rice.
He has to step up a bit because Severino has been having major difficulty. Severino, for his last 4 starts, has an earned run average over 8. And
Right.
his pitching location has not been good at all. And he's been having trouble commanding his slider and his fastball command. And he has been getting hit rather hard over the last 4 games. He's had some bad starts now, and they need someone to step up and be the ace until Severino can get himself righted.
Yeah, because Tanaka, actually, you know what? Tanaka, he's going to be your go-to pitcher in the playoffs, believe it or not. I think that wild card game, I want to see Tanaka there. He's gonna have to be the one to do it because CC, you can't. CC's not gonna give you a full good game, and the other guys like Lynn and everybody else, we need them and Severino, we need them in the playoff, in the division series. So we need them fresh. So Tanaka will be the only one, and then Tanaka, you could probably bring him in when CC pitches,
Yeah.
because if CC doesn't make it through 2 innings, you could bring in Tanaka for at least 4 or 5,
Exactly. And as of right now, though, I'm thinking about the immediate term here, and I would love to see the Yankees at least salvage a game against the Red Sox. And as we were saying before, they have that schedule, and they really have to win quite a number of games against their upcoming schedule, and then we'll work from there. There's still 2 months until the wild card, so I can't make any predictions about who the Yankees will start on during the wild card. It depends on how the rotation is and who's pitching the best at that time. We're still 2 months away from the wild card game.
Yeah, it's still a lot of talk. But right now, as I look through Twitter, a lot of people are having problems with Aaron Boone and his judgment of the lineup. So how do you feel about the lineup? Do you think the lineup is kind of messy, like Aaron Hicks, batting first when there's left-handed pitchers?
Well, I would say that they're very high on Aaron Hicks, and Aaron Hicks has showed some power this year. I believe he has 17 home runs. His batting average is lower. It's about 248. And the Yankees seem to be very high on him, and they use him quite a bit. He has a very strong throwing arm, and the lineup is weaker, though, obviously, because Judge is not in it, and Sanchez has had such a horrible year, and he is out with the groin injury. So they have to make do, and they have to bring in. They've been using Neil Walker, and they've been using. What is the name of that young rookie player again that they got from the Cardinals? The young smallest outfielder. His name has gone out of my head.
Yeah.
Robinson.
Right. Yeah.
Shane Robinson, and they've been using him. So that does not make their lineup as deep as it would be, obviously, with Judge and Sanchez in there.
Yeah. So when Sanchez comes back, it's gonna be great too. We need him to come back as well, because
right.
Yeah, so that'll bring up the lineup as well too. Hopefully he could keep hitting again, man. But I don't know, man. To me, I don't have a problem with the lineup, but I don't like Brett Gardner batting last for some reason. I never really liked that, but
Right.
that's what it is. That was the Joe Girardi thing. You always have Brett
Yeah.
Gardner batting last for whatever reason. I think Brett Gardner is a good leadoff guy. You know?
What they're trying to do is they're trying to have two leadoff hitters, basically. You know what I mean? Where once you go through the lineup once, anybody can come up at any time in any inning. So therefore, they would want to put someone like Brett Gardner and Aaron Hicks together, or when Jacoby Ellsbury was in the lineup, they would do the same thing with him. And they're trying to do it as having two leadoff hitters, basically, to get on base, because when the lineup turns over during the game, any batter at any part of the order could come up during any time of the inning. The batting order really only counts at the start of the game, when they go through the order.
Yeah. No, I totally understand that, but I just feel like, in my opinion, you're losing an at bat for that leadoff hitter that bats ninth. Because you could really use them in those middle innings when they got the like the 3 and 5 hitter on base, and then you need this guy to come up, and then you don't have him there, so you're kind of missing something there, but they depend on the long ball too much. So why are they worrying about base running, right?
One thing I have seen, the Red Sox steal bases like crazy and have stolen the Yankees blind, as John Sterling said over this series. I mean, the Red Sox stole 4 bases on Thursday night and have been running like crazy on the bases. So the Red Sox team is hitting for power. They're running. They're clicking on all cylinders, and the Yankees are just going through this very dull, slow period right now where they're doing very poorly.
Yeah.
And as we were talking about in one of the other podcasts, the Yankees really don't run that much compared to some other teams.
I done told you that's gonna hurt the Yankees in playoff positioning, and plus the Yankees were sleeping all these games. The Red Sox were getting running starts to steal bags, and then that one pitcher, I forget his name, he was just standing there. And the guy ran, and nobody alerted him. Not even the bench or nothing. And by the time they did alert him, he was already halfway to second.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Shoddy play by the Yankees. Shoddy defensive play and mental errors. And that, combined with the injuries, has the Yankees playing rather poor baseball at this point in time. But the good thing about baseball is they play every day, and tonight is another night. So let's hope they can turn it around now. But I guess both of you and I agree that the Yankees are not playing their best baseball at this time and have been thoroughly outplayed by the Red Sox in this series so far.
Yeah, that reminds me of my one of my favorite movies, Bill Durham. Remember that movie, Bill Durham, with Kevin Costner in them? Right?
Mm-hmm.
And the manager, he's pissed off, right? He brings them all into the and he's in the locker room and he's pissed off. He tells them to all get into the shower. He was like, you know what they're saying to you about there? They're saying you're lollygagging on the field. You're lollygagging to catch the ball. You're lollygagging to hit. You know what that makes you? Lollygaggers. He was like, what was the score? And the guy told him the score. He was like it's 17 to 16. 17 to 16. He's like, how did we score 7? He was like, I don't know. It must have been a miracle.
Oh my goodness! Pretty good.
Yeah, I love that movie. Bill Durham. That's a good scene there. Lollygaggers, a bunch of lollygaggers.
Yes, that's pretty good. But also, as I was saying earlier, the Yankees have made 2 under the radar moves.
Basically, what was that? What was the move that they made?
They traded for a shortstop third baseman named Gio Urshela, and they got him from the Toronto Blue Jays. He is basically a 225 career hitter and a good fielder, but they got him for cash considerations, and he's basically going to go to the Scranton Wilkes-Barre AAA team. And they also made a trade to reacquire George Contos, who was a pitcher that came up with the Yankees, and they traded him away. And once again, for cash considerations, they got him back. And he's basically going to Scranton Wilkes-Barre as to a couple of under-the-radar moves that I don't think are really going to matter much on the current roster. They're basically going to strengthen Wilkes-Barre AAA.
Wow. So I guess those are guys for the future, hopefully, you know?
Right, they're backup players. They're just casers basically, or if they need to be put into action, at least they have some more warm bodies down in AAA that they could use.
That's great, man, because they're going to need those guys too, man, sooner or later, you know? Once,
Right.
because they got Andujar there, and they got Torres, and they got another guy, who's still down there too, in Wilkes-Barre. There's another player there.
Well, Clint Frazier has been having.
Frazier's down there, and is it Neil Walker down there? No, he's up. He's up.
No,
He's
Neil
back up, right?
Walker's up. Right, Neil Walker's up with the Yankees. Clint Frazier has been having concussion symptoms, so that's why they haven't been putting him into action. And that's what's been happening with Clint Frazier. As of right now, he's having concussion symptoms,
Right.
and that's why they haven't been able to play him.
Right, and they got rid of Brandon Drury, right? Did they get rid of him, or is he down there too?
Yes, they did. They
got
traded
rid
him
of him too, right?
They traded him for Jay Happ.
Right. So the Yankees got a little good squad down there that have Major League Baseball experience already. So it's
Yes, they do.
It's and then you got the two extra guys there that are gonna fit in. So you got some guys that are gonna gel for the next future. So hopefully we see them guys probably in September.
Yes, when the rosters expand to 40-man, there'll be quite a number brought up. Chance Adams will probably be brought up. I would like to see Justice Sheffield, and I would like to see a number of the other players. Florial is one of their number one prospects, and his name is Florial, and he is very young, only 20 years old, and he is an outfielder, and the Yankees are very high on him. And when he had his invitation to spring training, he really impressed the Yankees during spring training.
Yeah. Matter of fact, a lot of people did too, man. That's why he went a little bit under the radar too. You
Right.
forget about him. Like me right now, you hear his name, I'm like, man, I forgot about that kid.
Yeah.
So
Esteban Florial.
yeah, there's a lot of kids, man, that are gonna hopefully turn around. But we need the guys now to be cranking it up.
Exactly. They have to get out of this funk. And as we've said now several times, they have the schedule to do it. And they can't play down to these teams. And they have to get themselves going, get a little motivated, and start playing the way we know the Yankees can play. We know they're a talented team. They're just going through a rather rough patch right now.
Yeah, it really is, because you know what? I believe that's how everybody says that's how baseball works. The Boston Red Sox could be a real tough team right now. Once we play them in the playoffs, we might beat them 4 straight.
You never know.
You never
And
know.
the way it looks right now is that the Yankees can win the wild card as the number one wild card. I'm projecting now. We still have 2 months to go.
Yeah.
But it would turn out that the Yankees and Red Sox would play in the division series. If the Red Sox have the best record in the American League, they would play the wild card winner, which would be the Yankees. So
Yeah.
you could actually see a potential Yankee-Red Sox division series to start the playoffs.
Yeah, because it's no doubt we're gonna play Boston. There's no doubt we are gonna play Boston.
Right.
Eventually, even if it's the championship series or the division series, we're gonna play Boston.
Right.
So
Yeah.
all the Yankees have to do, just keep playing and keep playing and keep playing, and let's just sail into the playoffs. That's all we gotta
Exactly.
do. Let's just get there. Let's just make it. Punch our ticket in and let's make it. That's it.
Exactly.
That's all we have to worry about.
Let's start with salvaging a game tonight against the Red Sox.
That's it. That's what the Yankees have to do. And look, we just went through the whole schedule. They got a whole schedule to figure it out.
Exactly.
You got 2 months now to figure it out, because the schedule is going to be very easy. Let me see. And then Boston, we play Boston 2 series.
Yeah, they'll have 6 more games to go after tonight.
We play them in the last We play Boston in the last homestand of the Yankee Stadium, and we play Boston again for the final series of the year.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
so we're gonna be battling right there all the way into the wild card, and all the way into the division series, all the way into the championship game, hopefully World Series. You know,
Exactly.
that's when
Exactly.
that's when the Yankees have to be really hot. You know, when
Exactly.
we get there.
Just have just have some good faith in the Yankees, and I'm sure they can pull themselves out of this funk they're in and get themselves going again.
Who knows? By the next time we play Boston at Yankee Stadium, the next series, their whole team might be injured. Who knows?
Yeah.
You
There's
know?
still 2 months to go, so we'll see how it goes.
Exactly, man. And they best like Aaron Judge got hit in the wrist. Mookie Betts could get hit in the wrist too, and he get hurt and not be out. Boston goes down. All kind of stuff could happen. You know, so many predictions. You know.
Exactly. There's quite a number of things. There's still a lot of baseball to play. So let's just start with getting this game tonight and move on from there.
Absolutely, man. I think that's gonna be the end of this podcast. Huh? What do you think about that?
That sounds good. I think we've covered everything we can cover for now.
Yeah, I think we said our rants and everything. So yeah, the Yankees gonna have to play. You know, I'm still not mad at them. You know, they still have a great team and it's still winnable, man. It's not like we're out of it. We're not out of it at all. You know?
They have a very good record. I mean, they're still having a great season. It's just that Boston is having this record-setting season right now, and that's what's happening.
Yeah, it's just upsetting for Yankee fans that they want to see the Yankees in first place. You know? So do I.
Right.
But hey, it doesn't matter. As long as we get a ticket for the playoffs, I'm fine with that.
Sounds good.
I don't care how we get in. Let's just get in, because if you're not in it, you can't win it. Ain't that right?
Exactly.
You know
That's
what I mean? So let's get in it, and so we can win it. That's bottom line. You know. So
right.
So yeah. So this is the First Inning podcast. Another great episode. It's been a great time with Roger, with Roger, the big Yankee fan. And I'm the BX Bomber, so hopefully everybody can hear this, subscribe to it, and give a like. Tell us that you care and appreciate what we do. Anything you want to say, Rod, before we go?
Oh, well, I always enjoy doing these with you. We had a little trouble hooking up over the past couple of days because of scheduling, but we finally got it in, and I'm always enjoy doing this with you.
Absolutely, man. So until the next one, we'll see you then. See you, everybody.
Bye-bye.